What is up, internet? I am back, and this time I'm going to be taking a look at a couple of the new LEGO Star Wars sets that came out in this year's January wave. And usually with the first waves of the year for LEGO Star Wars, we really don't get anything too special. But this time, I would say we did get some pretty cool stuff. As you can see, we do have another Clone Trooper battle pack, and this time it's a proper $20, even though it should be $15 battle pack with a little build and 4 troopers. And they are, of course, the 501st Legion clone troopers from the 2017 version of Battlefront 2. And then we've got the long-awaited re-release of the TIE Bomber, which we only got one other version of back in 2003. Now, these aren't the only two sets to come out in the January wave. We also got a microfighter of Boba Fett's Starfighter, or Slave 1, as well as a Tusken Raider Brickhead. And I decided against getting those sets because I already have the newer Book of Boba Fett minifigure from the Palace set, and I've never really cared too much about microfighters. I've never really cared too much about brickheads either, and these are the two main sets of the wave, the only ones people really care about, the only ones I really cared about, and so I thought it would be a good idea to make one video just for the both of them. Alright, so first up, let's go ahead and take a look at that packaging. With the 501st Clone Troopers Battle Pack, we do have that yellow accent denoting that it's from the Clone Wars. We've got a nice grassy planet in the background with a city and some rolling hills back there, and I think it looks really nice. Of course, we've got all 4 minifigures on display, and you can see that the set comes with 119 pieces. It's set number 75345 and recommended for ages 6 and up. The featured minifigure up top is the 501st Clone Specialist, and around the back there is an alternate scene showing off some of the features of the set, and you can see that there is this bridge in the background, which I believe was where the first scene of Clone Wars Season 7 took place, even though this set has nothing really to do with that. There were 501st Clone Troopers there, but these are the Clone Troopers from Battlefront 2, and that planet is not in the game, so I guess they kind of just threw it in there, but it doesn't really matter because it does look nice. And for the TIE Bomber, we have a bit of a bigger box. I believe the blue accent and the Darth Vader over here denotes that it's from the original trilogy. I don't think it's specific to the Empire Strikes Back, but to make things a bit more confusing, we do have the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary logo up here. This set isn't really centered around the Return of the Jedi, as with the box art here, we have the asteroid fields from Empire Strikes Back, which is where the TIE Bombers were prominently featured in the original trilogy. The box art does look really nice though, and you've got all the information over here, 625 pieces, and the 4 minifigures displayed right there. The featured minifigure up top is Vice Admiral Sloane, and around the back you can see another alternate scene showing off all the features and the minifigures a bit more. The TIE Bombers were in Return of the Jedi for like a split second inside the hangar of the Death Star 2, and I believe this is what this scene is supposed to be depicting. The 4 clone troopers that we get in the 501st Battle Pack are really great. You get 2 identical 501st Legion Heavy Troopers, 1 501st Clone Specialist, and 1 501st Clone Officer. These are all based off of skins that you can get for each respective class in Battlefront 2, and the game really was the only time where we saw troopers with these designs. The best looking one here is definitely the Specialist. He has the most accurate paint apps, although the only thing that really differentiates him from the other 501st Clone Troopers is that he does have blue arms, he's got 2 yellow triangles printed on his chest plate, and he does have the new macro binoculars attachment for his helmet. This new piece is pretty cool, although it doesn't have any paint apps on there, which it definitely would have benefited from. Other than that, it does look pretty great. And the Specialist also comes with a sniper. The 501st Officer is really cool too, although it does have some pretty fatal flaws, which just highlight how many corners LEGO is willing to cut these days. He has a printed on comma instead of a soft goods one, like all of the figures used to have before, and unfortunately, it just seems like LEGO is doing away with this feature that will be greatly missed. Although, while it does make the figures look less good, I wouldn't say they're ugly just yet. We're probably gonna get there soon though. You've also got the holes that are in the wrong places on the helmets, and of course they're there for rangefinders and visors and other attachments. And it's great that we can use those attachments on Phase 2 helmets now, but with the holes being in the wrong place, it does make the helmet look a little bit awkward. Once again, I wouldn't say that it's ugly or that it looks bad. It's just something that LEGO needs to fix because it's just wrong. I don't know how they even got to this point in the first place. And I don't know how well you guys can see it, but the blue printing on the helmet is kind of faded on all of the figures here. All that LEGO needed to do was just put some more layers on there, and now it just looks faded and it doesn't look very good. And honestly, that's the thing that I'm most upset about with these figures. The officer comes with a simple blaster pistol. Also, you get two 501st Heavy Troopers in this set. They're both identical, and I really like these because the 501st Heavy Troopers are my favorite versions of the Heavy Troopers. Unfortunately though, they suffer from the same problems that the rest of the figures in this set have. They do have the blue visors, which look pretty nice, and the printing on the helmet is a little bit more faded. Also, the bottom part of the legs should be painted blue to be more accurate to the game. However, I don't think these figures look that bad, and I still really like them. It's just really annoying that we have to deal with all these small problems that build up. Small problems that LEGO definitely should have caught and fixed before any of this was ever released. And the Heavy Troopers come with this modified Galaxy Squad blaster with the binoculars at the end. And for the build with the battle pack, we just have this very simple kind of AV7 cannon looking thing. Of course, it's never something that we really saw in universe. It's just like a scaled down Republic cannon, but it does look pretty good, and you can get some nice articulation with the legs here, but other than that, it's nothing too special. There is some articulation with the cannon where there is a spring-loaded shooter, and there's also a seat where you can place a minifigure, although he has nothing to hold on to. And that about does it for the 501st Battle Pack, so let's move on to the TIE Bomber. This is one of those few sets that is objectively really good, but there's something that I have a problem with, and I can't really place my finger on it. Maybe because it seems similar to the downsized TIE Fighter we got, but really we haven't had any other size of the TIE Bomber, so it's not like a drastic change or anything. But when you set it side by side with the 2018 full-size TIE Fighter, it seems a little bit too small, but honestly it's just a little nitpick. I'm not too worried about it. The build does look really nice, and both of the pods between the wings are very rounded off and smooth. You've even got a really nice look at the back with the engines, and the wings themselves look pretty good too. The only thing visually that I have to complain with this set is that the cockpit does look a bit too small. I don't know if it's actually like that in universe, but compared to the other TIE Fighter vehicles we've gotten, it is way smaller. Although it really isn't a problem for functionality because you get the TIE Pilot and he just slides in there pretty smoothly. You close it up and it's all fine. It does not close by any studs, it just kind of sits there, which isn't as satisfying, but it does what it needs to do. And there is a black piece on the other side of the cockpit there you can see with the light, and you know, with that you cannot see through to the pilot inside, which isn't horrible, but I wish they would have found a way to do that. In between the two pods you have the newer style stud shooters with green studs in there, and you just press down and they shoot off. You also got some nice greebling in there, and then of course over here you do have the missile pod, which apparently is just a missile launcher right there, and I didn't really know that. But the 2003 version does have a functioning missile launcher there, while this one does not, and it's just a printed dish piece and some greebling basically. There are no other areas here that you can open up, but you do have the bombing feature right here, which is just some flick fire missiles. And there's what it looks like at the bottom. And you just press down on the ends of the missiles right here, and they drop out. And as you can see, there's just 4 of them, but we do get 2 extras in this set. It is a little bit awkward to place them back in, but you just have to go to the bottom and place them in the holes just like that. You've also got the little bombing chute right here, which in universe is actually where the bombs are dropped from, but it's too small of a build for any projectiles to actually be fitted in there. So really, it's just some pieces there for added detail. In this set, you also get this side build, which is this little hover carrier thing with some lights at the front right there. And there is room to fit 2 extra missiles. There's also a handlebar where you can place a minifigure so it can be driven around. You get 3 normal minifigures in this set, the newest version of Darth Vader, and that is the one with the printed arms. You also get Vice Admiral Sloane, a TIE Fighter pilot, and then kind of as a brick-built figure, you do have this Gonk droid. I would say that the Darth Vader minifig is the most standout figure here, as this is a bit of a cheaper way to get the version with the really cool arm prints. All the other prints on this figure are just the normal stuff that we've seen for the recent Darth Vader, but if you take off his helmet, you can see that we do have an exclusive face print where he's looking pretty angry, and of course we do have these scars on the back. And yeah, we've got a soft goods cape here for Darth Vader. It's not just printed on, so I don't know why LEGO can't just keep doing that for the commas for clone troopers. Next up, we have Vice Admiral Sloane, which is a pretty simple minifigure here. It's basically just a female Imperial officer. There isn't even dual molded legs for the boots. And if you're wondering who this character is, it's basically a character from the novels. The Star Wars Aftermath novels is where I'm familiar with her. And apparently she becomes a Grand Admiral at some point where she has the white officer outfit. They decided not to do that minifigure for some reason, even though it would have been way more interesting. But yeah, that's basically all there is to this figure. She does come with a blaster pistol, and there is some back printing. There is no alternate face print, and that's basically all this figure has to offer. And my favorite figure in the set is the TIE Pilot. I just really love all of the different Imperial drivers and pilots. I think the armor designs are really cool, and the TIE Fighter pilots are some of my favorites. Even though we never really get any differentiation between them, at least not too much with the LEGO minifigures, I always enjoy getting more of them. And here we've got all of the TIE Fighter pilot minifigures that I own. The one holding the blaster is the 2023 version that comes in this TIE Bomber set. The one right beside him is the 2018 version from the Solo TIE Fighter, and the one after that with the gray stripes on the helmet is the one that comes in the 2016 TIE Striker, and the very first one that we have over here is the 2003 and before version that came in the TIE Bomber, the original one, and the original TIE Fighter sets. There really isn't too much to be said about the printing on this figure other than it looks really good. You take off the helmet and he's just got the Lex Luthor face underneath there. And he does come with a blaster pistol. And there's what the back printing looks like. Finally, in this set, we do get an Imperial Gonk droid, and everyone loves Gonk droids. Believe it or not, this is my first LEGO Gonk droid, but it's a pretty nice one to get. I think most people have been saying that it's the best one we've gotten so far, although I do kind of prefer the original one because I have nostalgia for the complete saga. But this thing is pretty cool. We do have some prints over here. These aren't stickers because this is just the Imperial crate piece being used for the back right here. And then we've got the face or whatever here. It's just a gunmetal gray ingot piece. And then we've got the legs. It is a really simple build, but it's a Gonk droid. Well, that about does it for both of these sets. They're both really great. As for the 501st Battle Pack, we get 4 brand new clone troopers, which are all really cool, but they all have their own problems that really just shouldn't have happened. We do get a nice build for the cannon though. And for the TIE Bomber, we get 4 really cool minifigures once again, along with a really great TIE Bomber build that looks amazing, has great play features, and is just all around a really nice set. While the TIE Bomber is going to set you back $65, I still think it's pretty good for the price to part ratio, as you do get 625 pieces and 4 minifigures, so that's pretty good. And it's kind of the same situation for the Battle Pack. Everyone's just really used to them being $15, and yeah, I wish we could go back to that, but with 119 pieces and 4 new minifigures, you know, $20 doesn't sound too horrible to me. I definitely recommend getting both of these sets if you haven't already. I believe you can back order them on lego.com right now. I was fortunate enough to get mine right when they dropped. I don't know how available they are in brick and mortar stores, but if you can find them anywhere for retail price, once again, I definitely recommend it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you feel like it. Put any thoughts you have in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.